Hello, everybody. Welcome
Yes,
to
sir.
episode 15 of Beyond the
Yes,
Scoreboard.
sir.
Here with Jackson.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's get her done. Beautiful.
It's going to be wonderful.
It is going to be wonderful.
I'm
All
so
right.
ready for this episode. There's been so much news this past week.
Dude, that's
So,
good.
I say let's just right into it.
Hop in. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. So, let's start out. College football scores. 2 games. That's all that we worry about. So, here's the question. Who was able to do it? Did Penn State make it to the Natty? Did James Franklin make it to his first national championship with Penn State? Or did Marcus Freeman and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish punch their ticket with Riley Leonard? And was the Ohio State Buckeye offense, were they rolling? Are they steamrolling people still? Are they still rocking and rolling? Or did Quinn Ewers have a Quinn Ewers game and show out? We will find out in 3, 2, 1. Notre Dame takes down Penn State 27-24. What a game. Fantastic game.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought for sure Penn State had this in the bag going into the second half.
I agreed.
I mean, Notre Dame came out in the second half and looked like a completely different team. So, I mean, I don't know if Riley Leonard got like his sense back when he got basically knocked out or what. So,
yeah, that was wow.
Yeah. Get Steve Angeli come in there and lead the first points on the board for him for a field goal, like crazy into the first half.
And then Aiden's Ohio State Buckeyes.
Oh, yes,
Texas 28-14. This game was closer than a 2-score game.
It was ugly.
But Ohio State, Jack Sawyer, strip sack, fumble 6 to seal the deal on 4th down.
Yes, that's right, baby. I mean, Jack Sawyer, play of the game.
Coach Sark, what are you doing running a pitch on 3rd down?
There's been so much questionable play calling this year.
I understand running the ball there on what was it, like 3rd and 3?
Yeah.
I understand running the ball on 3rd and 3 there, but you're not going to run a pitch to the outside. That went nowhere fast, and I knew it was going nowhere fast.
It was, very questionable play calling, for sure.
So, I know there are some Texas fans that I've spoke to that they want Coach Sark gone. It won't happen. Texas made it to the semifinals, and so did Penn State. Congratulations, Penn State and Texas. Good job. You made it.
You suck.
Congrats to James Franklin for making it that far, but Penn State fans aren't too happy with him right now. They're kind of wanting to kick him out the door. It won't happen. James Franklin's gonna turn that team around. We found out both their running backs are coming back next year. So, 2 guys, both over 1,000 rushing yards this season.
That is kind of crazy to think about. Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
But it all sets up Monday night, 7:30, January 20th. Ohio State, Notre Dame. Ohio State, a 8-point favorite.
That is nuts. That is
Will
nuts.
Riley Leonard and Jeremiah Love lead him to the promised land? Or will it be Jeremiah Smith and Will Howard and Jack Sawyer?
And Ryan Day finally brings us that natty, baby.
That team built on a multi-billion-dollar roster.
I mean, that is a hefty roster. They put, hey, not as much as Texas though, or Oregon, one of the two. They had 25 million. We have 23 million. So, what's going on there, huh? What's going on there? Get it together, Oregon.
Well, hey, it'll be a fun one. Aiden?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous. I think 8's pretty big spread, but we'll see.
Oh, I agree. Aiden?
That's right.
I will tell you.
What's up?
I hate both of these teams.
Sucks for you.
Playing Monday. I hate them both. But, as a football fan, I have to pick who I want to win.
Yep.
as much as it pains me to say, Aiden, I'm sorry.
Ohio State's winning.
I'm sorry.
No shot you think Notre Dame's winning.
No, this isn't who I think is going to win. This is who I want to win.
Oh, you want Notre Dame to win?
Let's go Buckeyes, baby.
That's right.
This is probably the first time all year I will have been rooting for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Even in the Ohio State-Michigan game, I was rooting for Michigan.
OH?
I-O.
That's right. Let's go.
Let's see if they can get her done. Actually, I don't know. I kind of want them to lose, though, too, because then I feel like if they lose, Ryan Day will be fired.
If they lose, I mean, he has to be fired. Like, he has to.
And that's what's crazy. You Ohio State fans are delusional.
He hasn't beaten Michigan in 4 years. We don't win the Natty when we have, like, this isn't even our best roster we've had in the past 5 years, in my opinion. So,
well,
all right. On the NFL.
Are they frauds?
Are they?
Chargers get swept off their feet by the Texans.
Frauds.
4 interceptions from Justin Herbert.
He threw more interceptions in a playoff game than an entire
season. He did all year.
He threw 3 interceptions all year. He's the only player since 1950 to do that. Like, come on.
Ravens beat Steelers 28-14. Steelers had cut this to a 1-touchdown game, and then it was the Derrick Henry show.
They're frauds. 290 rushing yards total. Ravens had. Crazy.
Bills take down the Broncos 31-7. Bills looked serious after allowing a first drive touchdown to the Broncos. The Broncos never touched the end zone again.
I honestly thought it was going to be a decent game.
So did I.
First drive, but nope. Not a chance.
Eagles take down the Packers 22-10. This one was over fast.
Yeah, that was just...
Jordan Love looked very questionable. No touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Well, I mean, he's playing on an injury right now, so like...
All right. Don't even... No.
Okay, Bears fan.
Hey, I saw a TikTok that some Green Bay Packers fans were doing. Have you ever seen the movie The Wedding Singer?
Yep.
Adam Sandler? Where he sings a song called Love Sucks or Love Stinks. A whole bunch of Packers fans were making a TikTok about it saying, Love stinks.
They just need to calm down.
Love stinks.
Look what he did for him last year.
Oh, whatever. It don't matter.
He was the first 7 seed to ever win.
Do you know, it was funny to see, like, this season, the Packers and Bears records versus the NFC North. Awesome. Do you know they had the same exact record against the NFC North?
1-5, wasn't it?
Yes. Jordan Love in that span, I don't remember what it was, threw like 5 interceptions.
Yeah, it was
only like 4 touchdowns. Caleb Williams had 8 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Okay, buddy, here we go.
No. All I'm saying.
This guy's on Bears TikTok and Bears Instagram. All right.
No. You're right. I was on. That is where I saw it. But at the same time, like that's something like we got to think about.
True.
If those are the teams you're playing twice a year,
those are hard.
And you can't throw a touchdown pass against them, but yet a rookie QB can.
Okay, this rookie QB also has DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze. You know who Jordan Love has? Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Jaden Reed.
But the one thing Jordan Love has that Caleb Williams didn't is the year of experience where he played. Jordan Love arguably played very, very well.
It's not. I don't think anyone will
played very, very well.
Yeah, he played very well.
Doesn't he have 2 years of experience?
This is his second.
Well, technically 2
he sat
because 1 year under Rodgers, and that's the other thing. He got to learn. Oh, that's right. This is his 4th year in the league, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, Jordan Love got to learn under arguably one of the best QBs in the Super Bowl era.
Yeah. Last year, yeah, for sure.
And then comes out and plays well in his first year as the starter. That's all I'm not saying Williams is better than Love because I don't think he is right now. Right now, I'm not going to say he is. Maybe eventually down the road, if Caleb Williams keeps progressing the way he is, because Caleb Williams from the beginning of the season to Caleb Williams from now, there's a whole different level.
There's a huge. I just think the best part is that telling the punter, you're not going to punt much here. And
that was funny. I will say, as a Bears fan, even I thought that was funny.
I think he had like 3,500 yards punting, or if not more. Like, wild. That's insane.
And then like, so the biggest thing that I view between those two guys, I know we're supposed to be going on with scores here, but I just got one more thing I got to say about it. The biggest thing is Jordan Love started last season the same way he ended it, playing very well. Caleb Williams started out a little shaky. Then he went on, how many games was it? 7 or 8 games without throwing an interception.
Yeah, that's right. It's still losing, but yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's still losing, obviously. But I mean,
it's still impressive, nonetheless.
It is. It's so impressive that a rookie QB did not just. That would be impressive if Mahomes or Allen did that. Yeah. A rookie quarterback? Wow. Yeah. So that's the only thing that I will say that gives me hope for Caleb Williams over Jordan Love is how Caleb was able to progress through his first year as a starter, opposed to Jordan Love starting out the same way and then having a sophomore slump.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because he didn't play as well this year as he did last year.
No, not at all.
I see same thing with CJ Stroud.
True.
Commanders Bucks. Commanders win on a doink field goal to win the game. What a game. Commanders win their first playoff game in almost 7,000 days.
That makes me so sad. The Bucks lost that. Baker just was not playing like himself that game, and I don't know why.
No. And yet you were still in the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
He had 3 turnovers or something like that.
A lot of people are saying, oh, Commanders are going to beat the Lions. Sorry. The way that game went right there, Lions are going to win by 20.
Yeah, not a chance that the Commanders beat the Lions. Not a chance.
And the one thing I will say that gives the Lions hope, they had a week off to get some of those defensive players back.
Yup. And
did you also see that David Montgomery is like practicing?
Yep.
They were like, no, he's going to be out for the year. Maybe his career is over. I was like, and then all of a sudden I saw he was practicing. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Imagine they go to the Super Bowl.
He'll be playing fully healthy.
Montgomery and Hutchinson will both be back.
If they make the Super Bowl, they win it all.
And you see, I at first thought, okay, they're going to make Super Bowl, but I think there's 2 or 3 teams in the AFC that are better than them. Now I'm looking at it, I'm like, with those guys being back,
the only team that will be competitive will be the Bills.
Because now the thing is that it makes the Lions even scarier now. Is with Jahmyr Gibbs' speed, you could throw him out as a slot receiver and bring in Montgomery to run the ball. That scares me.
Gibbs is one of the best receiving backs, if not the best.
Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. 100% one of the best receiving backs. Saquon Barkley's definitely up there as well.
Yeah.
There's a few of them that are there, but I mean, so is he.
CMC. So, but yeah. Going on to the Vikings-Rams game. Rams won 27-9. I think they had 9 sacks in this game. That's insane.
That's crazy.
Like, the Vikings just did not play
that's
at
not
all.
Even like. Yeah, I was like, what in the world is happening?
Yeah, no, the Vikings looked like frauds because they were. And I was saying that throughout the whole regular season that the Vikings haven't beaten anyone good. They were in close games against the Jags, against the Giants, I believe. Like, they're frauds. They were frauds through and through. Sam Darnold still played well. Not this past game, but like in those games that they were close. But
Vikings went 0-2 against the Rams.
And 0-2 against the Lions. They have 4 losses between 2 teams.
Crazy.
So, yeah. Anyways, that's a little rant there.
So I guess my other question for you is we were talking about frauds. Are the Bucks frauds?
No.
I don't think so either. I don't. I think Baker had a slump.
Yeah.
And so I guess my other thing is looking at those scores, everyone was like, wow. Going back is on the AFC side, wow, the Chargers lost. Yeah, but Houston was due for a good game.
Yeah.
Houston have played terribly. And I think Chargers, I don't think Chargers were frauds. Personally, I don't. It's a big step, though. You bring in a first-year head coach You lose your starting running back from last year.
Well, he's not a first year. He's been in the NFL before with the Niners, but like he's back.
His first year back. You lose your starting running back from last year. You lose your 2 star receivers from last year, and Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Like, for me, that's still really good for them. The only thing that's going to hurt them is the guys are going to be losing in free agency unless they can convince them to come back. One of them might become Chicago. Khalil Mack, baby.
Please.
I don't want him back, but
I don't think it'll happen.
There's a lot of rumor of him coming back.
Anyways, let's go. This news from this last week. Massive news. So, obviously, Vrabel went to the Patriots. No one was that. I agree. But there's rumors that Dion goes to the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about that later. I want to go on about that one.
Yeah, that's nuts. The Browns hired their new offensive coordinator. He's the quarterback coach, Tommy Rees. So.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
And not only that, Myles Garrett said he believes that the Browns are quicker to turn around than people think. So that means he's staying, baby. So Myles Garrett is staying.
Wow. Out of all of those both of those things for the Browns, the biggest one is that Myles Garrett news because you're keeping your centerpiece of your defense.
Yeah, I mean, you bring in, let's say they draft Abdul Carter. He has that other piece on the other side. Beautiful pass rushing, no doubt. Like even run stop. It'll be beautiful.
Browns to me are one of few teams this year that are just a few pieces away from being there. I think Browns and Bears both are. I think Browns and Bears are just 1 or 2 pieces away from being there. One of the pieces for the Bears is a head coach. I think if Bears got a competent head coach that was good.
Yeah. And O-line. O-line definitely needs
O-line help. We definitely need help. And that's the thing. I looked at the free agents this year in O-line. There's a ton.
I believe Jawan Taylor's up, I think. Jedrick Wills is cut or something like that. But, I mean, the Bears need an offensive line. They'll be decent. Like, their defense is good enough. And then, a head coach. You get a competent head coach, and you're looking pretty good. Sitting pretty good. But the issue is, can the Bears get a decent head coach?
So, here's some big names. Ronnie Stanley at offensive tackle.
Dang, okay.
Jedrick Willis.
Yep.
Tyron
You don't want
Smith.
him, though. Yep.
DJ Humphries.
Right, dang, okay.
At guard, Trey Smith.
Okay.
Kevin Zeidler. Tevin Jenkins, who was already on the Bears.
Yep.
Mekhi Becton.
Okay, all right.
Zach Martin.
Dang, that's crazy. Surely he resigns, though.
You'd think. At center, Ryan Kelly.
Yeah.
But I think he'll probably resign.
I do too.
Yeah, that was it for centers. There wasn't a ton of great centers.
Yeah. I mean,
one of the
good.
The scariest one to me, the scariest free agent position is defensive ends.
Really?
Josh Sweat, Khalil Mack, DeMarcus Lawrence, Chase Young, Dante Fowler, and Matthew Judon, and Hassan Reddick.
That's nuts. That is crazy.
That's not even including the guys that are most likely to be cut, like Preston Smith, Von Miller, Davion Clowney. And that's not even including guys that could be trade pieces like Trey Hendrickson and guys like that could end up being trade pieces.
Max Crosby,
Joey Bosa might even.
That's crazy. I mean, the Browns don't even need Abdul Carter at that point.
I know.
Just go ahead and get in there, get an edge on the free agency.
One of the weaker ones is a defensive tackle. There's not a bunch of great ones. I mean, Calais Campbell, but he's getting 38, 39 now.
Yeah, he's older.
Javon Hargrave is a good one.
He's good.
But he's 32. Linebacker, there's guys like Nick Bolton, Jerome Baker, Dre Greenlaw.
That's crazy.
Bobby Wagner. I know Bobby Wagner's in his 30s
old.
now, but he's not slowing down.
The thing is I think he re-signs with Washington. No,
Probably.
Like, I mean, they're on a roll right now.
There's some decent safeties. Justin Reed, Javon Holland,
Okay, yeah.
Alanonga Hufanga.
Oh. He's good. But yeah, no, I mean, just a few pieces and we're set. We are set.
Same thing with Chicago. There's so many, and like we have top 5 in cap space.
We do not.
we are top 5 in cap space, and so like my thing is, you got the money, go spend it.
Yeah, that's true. It's like the Cowboys; they have money, but they just don't use it, or they overpay their quarterback a lot, which we're familiar with. But
honestly, with the cap space we have, we could build a whole new offensive line.
Yeah, true.
It won't happen.
Some other news I heard, it's kind of crazy. There's rumors that Devontae Adams might go back to the Packers.
That could happen. That could very well happen.
Everyone, I mean, he posted something. Xavier McKinney was like, you know what? Get him back. So I don't know. I wouldn't be. Don't be shocked.
A rumor I had heard. When was that? Was that today? Yeah, it was today that they were talking about how with. Did you hear what Mike Tomlin said this week?
No.
They are not locked in. They are not guaranteeing that their future quarterback is in their draft in their QB room.
That's crazy. Russ said he wants to come back.
Imagine this. Think about this. Big Mike goes and becomes the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, and Aaron Rodgers comes to town.
Ooh.
They went to a Super Bowl together.
You think they
won a Super Bowl?
You think they bring in Mike McCarthy and Rodgers?
You can't rule it out.
I don't know. That's
you can't rule it out.
That'd be crazy for them. They have to stick with Fields then, right? Like they can't just get rid of them.
Do you trade them both? You don't have to trade them because they signed them both to a 1-year contract.
Unless they just draft a quarterback next year. Do they draft?
I don't know. I think it's definitely something to look at. Or do they trade for Dak Prescott?
No. That's something I hope they do, but no. I don't know. That's crazy to me.
That's another thing I'm wondering. Where's he going to end up? Because I don't think Prescott stays.
I don't either.
I think, and there's another spot I'm not ruling out because Viking fans are not happy right now with Sam Darnold.
True. I think you stick with.
But granted, you have Jay, and that's the thing. That's like what's mind blowing to me right now is, what are you going to do? I know what I'd do.
I think I know. I think you get rid of Sam Darnold. You keep Daniel Jones because JJ's injury might last a little into next season. Have him start a few games. Then JJ comes in and takes over. Well, you think you get rid of JJ?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't.
What did Sam Darnold do for you this year?
Exactly. That's why you keep
14
JJ.
wins.
No, but the 14 wins doesn't matter if you go to the playoffs and lose. That's all pointless. Those 14 wins are pointless.
Oh no, I disagree.
I disagree with
Sam
you.
Darnold leads you to 14 wins. JJ McCarthy, you bring him and you think he's going to be your guy. He gets hurt. I think he's gone. Yes, Jarrett. Yes, it does. It does matter.
Okay, I understand.
Those 14 wins matter so much.
Yes, but once you get to the playoffs, it's a new season, just like that. And he crushed their hopes.
It is a new season, but the same thing. Look at what Darnold has done everywhere else he'd been. Was terrible. They brought him into Minnesota, and what did he do? Shined.
Okay, I get that, but if
he's going to win Comeback Player of the Year.
If you can't win the big games, it's pointless. It doesn't make a difference.
Man, I disagree. I think Vikings' best choice right now is you've got to stick with a proven guy.
I just disagree.
You've got to stick with a proven guy
Here.
Because who knows what J.J. McCarthy's going to be like.
True, but it doesn't matter. Like, he looks better than Sam Darnold does. Guarantee
Do
it.
what now?
He looks better than Sam Darnold does.
No. Oh, my gosh. No. Sam Darnold's in the MVP conversation.
No, he is not.
Oh, maybe not now. Okay. Maybe not now, but he was.
Look at this. Okay. The Giants.
Let me blow it up here for a second.
Oh. The Giants? Okay, fine. Fair enough. The Niners? Again, fair enough. I mean, I don't think CMC was playing, but whatever. The Texans, you only
but that doesn't say anything about the offense.
True.
CMC
okay,
has
yes.
no factor in his offense. You're right, but look at that 181. Look at how many touchdowns he threw.
Okay. All right. Four touchdowns to you have Jay Jettis. Imagine what JJ can do with Jay Jettis.
I disagree.
JJ to J. Okay. JJ to JJ. I mean, look at the Jets. You barely beat the Jets. You lose to the Lions. You lose to the Rams. Close game against Indy. Close game against Jacksonville. Decently close game with Tennessee. Overtime with the Bears. Close game with Arizona. And then finally, he has a breakout game again against the Falcons.
Yeah, but not all of that is his fault. You got to look at the defensive side, too. And that 30-27 game, their defense was terrible in the 30-27 overtime game.
Okay, I get that. But you can't have these close games.
His QB rating in that Chicago game was a 116.
I get that.
His QB rating in the Rams game where they lost was a 128.
Okay, you're telling me that 30-20 makes sense for that game. I guess realistically it was 28-20, the face mask in the end zone.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to – I understand that he's still playing good when they lose, but he's not winning the big games. If he can't beat the Lions, he can't beat the Rams.
You beat Green Bay, who's in the playoffs, which I know ended up losing in the playoffs. You had your first game against Detroit was fantastic. You didn't necessarily have the greatest game as you went 1-1. You still threw for 259 yards. You only threw 5 incompletions. You had 81% completion percentage, but your defense let up 31 points.
Yeah,
this was a defense we were talking about at one point in the season was one of the best defenses in the league because they went on a stretch there where they looked good.
They're a top 5 defense this year.
But yet you're losing games because your defense can't keep teams under. Okay. No, wait. Look at their 3 regular season losses.
Yeah, the Lions. Look what he did.
I agree. That was his worst game of the season.
Awful.
Look at the other 2 games. What do those 3 games have in common?
The 3 losses?
Yes. What do the 3 games have in commmen?
The defense scored 30+, sure.
Exactly. Your defense let up 30+ points.
Okay, the Rams realistically was only 28, but yes, I get that.
Yeah, no, I get that. I understand that. I understand that part. But it was still, yeah.
Look at this Lions game. He doesn't throw that pick, they win the game.
Yeah, I would agree. If he doesn't throw that pick, they maybe win that game. I would agree. I would totally agree.
Play better. He threw.
Look at the Rams game.
Okay.
18 for 25, 72% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns.
I get that.
QB rating of 128.
But he didn't do enough to win the game.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Like, they were this Jags game. Like 3 interceptions against the Jags.
Yeah,
come on. I think they stick with JJ and get rid of Darnold. I don't know. Might be a hot take, but
I would rather see them, even though they're in my division.
True. Yeah.
I'd rather than keep a hold of Sam Darnold because I think Sam Darnold gives them the best chance to win.
But you know what he looks like in the past. You know he throws to ghosts.
And that's the thing. He looked like that in the past, and then he comes out this year and has a breakout year where he's going to win comeback. Not a maybe. He's going to win comeback player of the year.
Okay. Give another team the opportunity to take that chance on him. The Vikings are in a win-now situation. They are so good. Their team is so good. They have to win now. So you use JJ, put him out there.
No, but that's the thing. You don't know what JJ's going to look like. If you're in a win now situation, why are you going with a rookie that you're going to have to wait and see how he does? He could turn into a Jamarcus Russell.
I get it. But he has more potential than Darnold.
I don't know.
We can agree to disagree.
I think Sam Darnold looked too good to get rid of him.
If you maybe in the regular season, but that playoff game was not 9 sacks.
It was his
Come on, that's not
all. Game.
I don't care. 9 sacks. That's not just the offensive line.
There was a few times where though his protection was like a half a second.
I believe it. But 9 does not all fall onto the O line. But
we'll see.
All right. Let's move to power rankings.
Okay.
Because I like mine. So. At number 1.
Oh, wait. So wait, are we doing?
We're doing
the only teams that are left.
Yeah, the 8 teams that are left.
Okay, 18. Okay, I was just double checking it. We're doing the 8 teams that were left.
Yep. So number 1, you got the Lions. Number 2, you got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Just because they had the buys, it made the most sense. The Chiefs and Lions didn't do anything for me to drop them. The Bills looked amazing against the Broncos.
Yes, they did.
But the Broncos rookie QB, the Broncos.
Well, a little teaser while he's going on about this. Little teaser a little bit later on after the power rankings. I'm going to do a little QB comp.
Ooh, okay.
All the rookies are going to be compared to a guy either in the league or that's already retired.
Number 4, you got the Ravens because, they put the Steelers in their place, showed them that they were frauds. At 5. You got the Rams. The Rams were very, very good. I honestly thought about putting them above the Ravens. I did, but I was like, the Ravens realistically would probably win. So at 6, you have the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles played.
Oh my gosh.
I do not think the Eagles played well enough this past week against the Packers. Like, they got to play better. Saquon was the only part of their team. The Commanders at 7. I feel like that's fair. And then the Texans at 8, obviously. Even though they blew out the Chargers, it's like they aren't a good team. They aren't a good team this year. And that's okay. Let's hear what you have to disagree with me on. I already know what's coming. You're going to disagree with me on probably the Ravens there, the Rams, the Eagles.
Lions 1.
Yep.
Bills at 2.
Fair. That's fair.
Chiefs at 3. Or no, sorry, not Chiefs at 3. Ravens at 3. Chiefs at 4.
Okay. You're a Chiefs hater, dude. Like, I get it. But, like, man, you can't tell me that the Chiefs are not better.
Chiefs have themselves a cakewalk to the AFC Championship game. My thing is, either one of those 2 teams that they would play in the AFC Championship game, you lose. You already lost to the Ravens. Or no, you beat the Ravens. Excuse me. You beat the Ravens once in a game that Ravens have only gotten better.
True. It literally came down to shoe size, but yeah. Like if Isaiah
and you already lost to the Bills by 9. Yes, and Josh Allen is still looking like a superhero, even though last game that was the thing that made me the most happy about the Bills was that they didn't need Josh Allen to play superhero and still dominated the Broncos.
True.
Josh Allen was not having to run around 5 times and throw the ball. He did the one play. He ran around both sides of the field multiple times and finally found a guy in the back of the end zone.
But it's the Broncos.
Which was a fantastic play. Yeah, but the Broncos defense had been good this year.
True. I mean, they played better than I thought they would. But
the Bills offense, keep in mind, out of I believe almost every team left in the playoffs except maybe the Texans or Commanders have the least amount of Pro Bowlers. They have 2.
True.
An O lineman and Josh Allen. Those are their only 2 Pro Bowlers.
I don't know. I'm okay with the Bills flipping. I don't know about the Ravens.
And then I have the Eagles at 5. I could see where you'd put Rams at 5, but for me, the Eagles this season have looked a lot more impressive than the Rams have, and I think the fact that the Eagles can run the ball and throw the ball as well as what they can, as long as their defense plays fairly well throughout the season. I mean, you pick off Jordan Love 3 times. Yes, Jordan Love didn't look great this season, but you still pick Jordan Love off 3 times. That's still pretty good. And you got a very convincing win against a Packers team who a lot of people talked about were going to upset you in the playoffs. An Eagles team who, in the latter part of the season, looked very, very good.
You know who is going to upset the Eagles in the playoffs?
Okay, if you say the Rams, I'm done.
The Rams.
I'm going to shut this thing off.
I'm telling you, I wanted to pick the Rams last week, but I was like, no, I'll give the Vikings the benefit of the doubt. I go back and watch, and you'll remember. You'll see how I was like, man, I really want to pick the Rams here. I really think they're going to beat the Vikings, and I didn't. Wow. I picked the Vikings, and we'll see here in a second how much of a terrible decision that was.
Rams were at 6.
Okay, all right.
I have a tough time with the bottom 2. I think I'm going to go Texans 7, Commanders 8.
That's crazy to me.
My thing is Commanders need Jaden Daniels to play superhero every week.
True, but not well.
And that's not going to happen. I think the Texans, and I'm doing this solely based off of who has a better chance to beat who they play this week.
Fair.
Texans have a much bigger chance to beat the Chiefs than what the Chiefs do, than what the Commanders do to the Lions.
See, I'll even say it myself. Like, I think we both have been so hard on the Chiefs this year and not realizing how good of an opponent they are, how good of a team they are.
I will say I'm not ruling out a Chiefs loss this week. I don't think. Okay, so what I'm saying by that is I don't think it'll happen. I really don't. I don't think it'll happen. But I think there's a much higher chance of them losing to the Texans than it is for the Lions losing to the Commanders.
I don't know.
For me, the Chiefs and Lions aren't even close to the same level.
That's crazy. It's because they have 2 completely different things. The Chiefs have a dominating defense, and the Lions' offense is just insane.
Yeah,
so it's like, which one are you going to beat the team with, the defense or the offense?
Both.
I don't know. Guess we'll see. Guess we will see, won't we?
We will. All right. So moving on. Sorry, what'd you have?
I was gonna. Oh, your quarterback. That's right. Let's hear your quarterbacks.
Okay. So before we started, I was sitting here. I'm like, I wonder what it'd be like if I compared every rookie quarterback to a guy that had played or plays in the NFL right now. Yikes. That is scary.
That is crazy. AFC South having more wins than the NFC North.
AFC South played 1 game. NFC North played 1.
That's rough.
Or 2.
Yep.
All right.
Texans of all teams to get it for you.
So I'm going to tell you a team, and you're straight off the dome. You're just going to tell me who you think is a good draft comparison for them. Drake May.
Who's a good comparison to Drake May?
I have 2. Because that's hard to do.
I like Phillip Rivers for Drake May, honestly.
That's not bad. I have 2. Eli and Peyton Manning.
Really?
Not a mobile guy, but when he has to be mobile, just like Eli, when Eli had to be mobile, he was. Peyton wasn't so much. Peyton was a little bit more of a pocket passer. But the thing is they both turn the ball over a little bit, which we've seen Drake May do. Turn the ball over a little bit, but then come right back, and it wouldn't phase him. He would come right back and make a good play.
That's why I like Phillip Rivers because he would throw picks.
No, I think Phillip Rivers is a good. I think Phillip Rivers is a good comp there.
Yeah.
Michael Penix. This one was hard because we haven't seen Michael Penix enough. So I kind of went off of a guy that is kind of the same way. Never had a really long career in the NFL, but his career in college football was very good.
I really want to say Michael Vick here. I really want to say Michael Vick.
I'm going Vince Young.
Left-handed. Really? That's interesting.
Was very mobile in college. Could still sling the rock a bit. Was very good in college. Came to pro. Wasn't as dominating as everyone thought he was going to be.
That's interesting.
Jaden Daniels.
That's Vick.
Michael Vick.
Yeah.
I think everyone would agree it's Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams. This is one that's going to get people upset.
That one's kind of hard, and I don't really
because
know.
I still agree with the draft comp that they had for him.
Which was
Patrick Mahomes. You see, and for me, I cannot confidently say Patrick Mahomes, and I'm going to give you my reason why right here. There are certain plays I've watched Caleb Williams make this year that I think there's only 3 QBs in the league that can make that play. Caleb Williams being one of them, Patrick Mahomes being the other, and my favorite quarterback this year is the other one, and Josh Allen. I don't think he will ever get to the level of Patrick Mahomes. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, thank you, Jarrett.
What
I am saying is it's his style of play.
I get that.
I think his style of play is so much like Patrick Mahomes. You're going to see him. He's going to run back and forth. He's going to run to the right. Oh, wait, not a guy there. He's going to run to the left, throw across his body, fading back, and drop it in a good spot.
Would you say Caleb Williams is a little Mahomey?
Okay, let's not go there.
Sorry. I had to.
And my last one is the one that I am most proud of, but I think you're going to hardcore disagree. And that's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix is... I don't know.
This guy's in the league that I'm comparing him to is in the league.
I feel like he reminds me kind of like not necessarily a Rodgers, but kind of a Rodgers. Yeah. Bo Nix can be mobile. No.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. Bo Nix reminds me so much of Josh Allen.
Look at Rodgers in his early
Jarrett. Yes.
No. Look at Rodgers.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at Rodgers in the beginning of his career, okay? He ran the ball when he needed to. He was like a force to be reckoned with, and he could sling the ball. Josh Allen is better at running the ball than Bo Nix is.
Dude, when you see Josh Allen drop back and throw, Josh Allen can launch the ball. Bo Nix is the same. We watched it in the Browns game.
Look at Rodgers.
He threw the 97 yards?
I don't know.
97-yard touchdown pass across the middle.
Something like that.
Beautiful ball.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
And I understand Rodgers is the same way. But Rodgers, even at the beginning of his career, was not near as mobile as what Bo Nix is. And Bo Nix, I'm telling you.
Have you seen Rodgers at the beginning of his career?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Bo Nix runs a lot more than Rodgers ever did.
Did you see Rodgers at the beginning of his career?
And yes, I understand. Rodgers, I almost compared Drake May to Rodgers.
No. Hang on here. Let me look up Aaron Rodgers' career stats. Because Rodgers used to run so much at the beginning of his career.
But the thing is the difference between them is Rodgers was a guy that, he'd run the ball, but then he'd slide. He wasn't a guy that was going to run the ball and then get you some yards after contact.
Like here.
Bo Nix and Josh Allen don't slide that often. But I feel like this, and I feel like Jaden Daniels is the same way. Jaden Daniels is not a guy that's going to slide, but Bo Nix is like, oh my gosh,
I just disagree.
Bo Nix and Josh Allen are it. Like for me, that's the only comparison I can make for Bo Nix is Josh Allen.
Here we go. Got him pulled up.
Hey, career rushing. Are these career rushing stats?
Yeah, these are career rushing stats. Look, 316, 356, 357, 344. Like, he ran a pretty decent amount. You want me to pull up Bo Nix? All right.
Yeah, pull up Bo Nix. That's what I was getting ready to do. I was pulling up Bo Nix stats.
Bo Nix.
Got it right here.
Because, rushing. See all recent games for rushing. Okay. Look, 430. That is slightly more than Rodgers.
That's in his first year.
Okay. Your first year is when you're going to run the most.
Oh, I disagree. When he gets more comfortable, I feel like he's going to throw more. He's going to feel more comfortable rolling out of the pocket.
Every time he is the dominant rusher in a game, like 35 yards, he was the leading rusher that game. 25 yards, leading rusher. 61, leading rusher. They lose.
Wait, where do you see that he was the leading rusher in the game?
I just know that he was because I've looked.
Oh, okay. No, so here,
yeah,
I will pull it up. I can pull that up. I just got to pull up the Broncos schedule.
I get Josh Allen is just a crazy comparison to me.
For me, Josh Allen's the only right comparison.
I disagree. Like that's because I don't know. That's comparing apples and oranges.
Nix was the highest rusher in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. And they lost all 5 of those games. No, they lost.
No, they won 2 of them. They won 2 of them.
Okay. You know what? I take that part back. But still, I don't think Allen is the best comparison for Nix. But
I don't know. I think it's the only right comparison for him.
You know what is a good comparison? Our records this past week.
Okay. Yeah.
This was rough. So I got the Chargers game wrong. I got the Bucs game wrong and the Vikings game wrong. But hey, everything else pretty good. So that brings me to a record of 5-3. Now, Jackson, you on the other hand, got the Chargers game wrong, the Bucs game wrong, the Vikings game, and Penn State. So that Penn State loss put you over the edge to 4-4. So once again, I edge out a win this week when it comes to our records. But you know what? I'll take 5-3. I'll take it because it's playoffs time and it's rough. It's rough out here.
It is rough out here.
Anyways, I think I have some roach rants today.
Okay, good. And I have a few to add in.
Okay, so first of all, Joe Flacco. There was an article that came up today, right? Someone on the Browns team said that Joe Flacco learned that offense in 30 days. Deshaun Watson hasn't learned it in 2 years.
Yeah.
What is that? Wild. Like, for the fact that a player or an executive, whatever, came out from the Browns team and said that, what are we doing?
Yeah, no kidding.
Come on. But you know what? There's some good news that came from the Browns organization today. The Browns are, in fact, suing. So we'll see how that goes. I think Haslam's getting sued. So I can only hope that he has to sell the team because he has done nothing for the franchise. It's rough. It's very rough.
Yeah.
So those are pretty much my rants for right now because I don't understand why we didn't bring Flacco back. Makes no sense.
One of my big ones is the NFL coaching carousel is what I'm going to call it.
It's stupid.
There is a guy that we have talked about how he maybe should have been fired. And I never thought about it until I did a little research today about some of the guys he's been able to develop. And we talked about this a little bit before the show.
Yep.
A guy he was able to develop that blows my mind. Why we ever thought that they were going to fire him. And so here's kind of like my road trip. Maybe it's going to be more. It's more of a hot take.
Yeah. Okay.
The Giants are going to trade up to the number 1 pick, and they're going to draft Cam Ward.
See, I agree that they trade up, but I disagree that it's the first, and I disagree. I think they go Shedeur Sanders.
And see, I don't, because. So those of you that don't know exactly what I'm talking about, Brian Dable, for those that don't know, used to be in Buffalo. He was the QB coach in Buffalo, Josh Allen's rookie year.
That is nuts.
So a lot of stuff that Josh Allen's learned about the NFL came from Brian Daboll.
So you're going to say that Cam Ward plays similar style to Josh Allen? Is that
100%.
Okay.
I don't know. Actually, Cam Ward so if it's a guy that's currently playing in the NFL, yes. A guy that all time, for me, I think he plays more like Cam Newton. He's got same body size, same running abilities. Maybe not quite that extent of running abilities, but he's also got a strong arm.
Okay.
And I think he's got the same attitude issues that Cam Newton has.
No. I know what you're going to say. He stopped playing at halftime for
No. It's not just that. There was a lot of stuff that had come out this year about how he had a really bad attitude. And Cam Newton no one knew Cam Newton had a bad attitude coming into the league. That wasn't a known thing. And then when he got into the league, it was like, oh wow, this guy's kind of all about himself.
I don't think Ward is though.
And he might not be. The vibe I'm getting right now, and who knows, maybe when you get into an NFL organization, maybe that they knock it out of you.
Here's the rushing yards this year. I mean, I could see, I don't know, that's hard.
8 yards, 19, 29, 15, 57. And it's not necessarily, to me, his total rushing yards. It's the decision of when he runs and the way he does it.
That's fair.
He's a guy that where you get to a 3rd and short, you can run a QB draw with him and not worry about him sliding when he's short. Say you're at a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and you need a big first down, you can run a QB draw and not have to worry about him sliding before the line. He's going to lower his shoulder, and he's going to get you that extra yard to maybe give you the first down.
Fair, that's fair enough. I get that.
So, and I think the Giants are going to end up trading up, and I think they get him at quarterback.
You know what? If the Giants do that, good for them. But I don't know. I saw Shador post his cleats with the Giants, and
that's the other thing. It's like, oh wow,
yeah.
But there's a few other hot takes I've got, including I think there's Robert Saleh's being interviewed today by a lot of different places.
Yep.
But I don't think he becomes the head coach.
Really?
I think Robert Saleh becomes the defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers or the Chicago Bears.
I don't see it. I think between
I've also, this is kind of like going off of that with Chicago. I have changed my feelings a little bit about head coaching. And we talked about this a little bit before we started.
Yeah.
There was a few guys I was hard set on. I don't want them. There's still one of them I don't want. And that's Marcus Freeman.
Oh, here we go. I know where this is going. I do not like this.
Mike McCarthy? No. See, I don't hate it anymore. I hated it. But look at him in Green Bay. You have Aaron Rodgers. Pretty good quarterback. You've got a pretty good wide receiver core. You had a solid tight end.
I just don't think.
And you had a pretty good defense. Now let's look at Chicago. Caleb Williams.
There is a reason
quarterback.
Mike McCarthy was not successful in Dallas, though.
Yeah, and it's Jerry Jones.
Okay, well, fair enough, but
it's Jerry Jones. The reason Mike McCarthy was not successful in Dallas was because what did Dallas do in the free agency? Nothing.
True. But you have CeeDee Lamb, you had Tony Pollard, Leighton Vander Esch, Trevon Diggs. You have a great offense, a great defense. Micah Parsons, how did I forget him? And you can't do anything with that. You lose in the wild card to the Packers, the 7th seed last year. And it wasn't even a close game. It was a blowout.
I don't know. I wouldn't hate Mike McCarthy. He's still not my number one option. My number one option is a lot different than anybody else's. Everyone else's number one option is Ben Johnson right now.
Yeah.
It's not.
Who's
Ben Johnson's not a proven head coach.
So
I'd rather have Pete Carroll.
Here's this again. Pete Carroll, the 75-year-old man.
But there's one twist I'm going to put on it. We're going to bring in Pete Carroll but then we're also going to bring in an offensive coordinator as a successor to Pete Carroll. We're going to bring in a guy that will be our future head coach, and we're going to have him learn under Pete Carroll. I'd be okay signing Pete Carroll to a 2 or 3 year deal.
That's fair, I guess. I don't know.
Like
I don't
almost
know
as we talk about like a bridge quarterback, almost like a bridge head coach. And we know how loyal he is, as after they pushed him out of the head coaching spot, he stayed in the Seattle organization.
Yeah.
Maybe he does the same thing in Chicago. Chicago's going to bring him in to be the head coach for 2 to 3 years. And then when he decides, and I'd be okay even signing him to a 5 or 6 year deal and let him decide when he's done.
He'll be 80.
I know, but let him decide when he's done. Don't let the organization decide when you're done. I mean,
I don't know.
It's astonishing to me that Seattle pushed him out. He took you to 2 Super Bowls. He won one of them. Granted, the other one they should have won as well, but he didn't run the ball, which is fine. That's not necessarily on him. Maybe he wasn't calling plays. I don't remember if he called plays in Seattle. I know there for a while he didn't.
I think he did that. I think he made that final call because Marshawn Lynch went up to him and was like, should have ran the ball or something like that. So,
but yeah, no, maybe it was. Maybe he did. But like at the same time, like that Seattle team, franchise quarterback, solid running back,
a great running back, arguably.
Wide receiver core that's very good. Pretty good tight end. Good defense.
I don't know.
That's my other thing. It's like Chicago is, I feel like, just 3 pieces away from being, just being one of the best teams in the NFC. Okay, You're telling me you look at the Chicago Bear roster and don't think, wow, this should be a really good team.
My number one issue, coaching.
And no. And that's one of the positions I'm saying. And our O-line. Our O-line is terrible.
And performance from.
Okay, if you say who I think you're about to say,
I think Caleb Williams can play better.
Oh my gosh.
I think he can.
Oh my word, you did not.
Okay. The O-line probably helps him play better. So if that's the case, then problem solved. But he needs to play better.
Oh my word. I cannot believe you just said that.
He does. Yeah, see, and Jared, that's what I'm saying. Like if you fix the O-line and then he plays better, you knock 2 birds out.
Okay, so there was another thing that I looked at on that. Do you know how many sacks he avoided? He was sacked 68 times. How many sacks do you think he avoided?
Wasn't he sacked 70-something?
No, it was 60. I rechecked it. I thought it was 70. It was 69 times.
That's crazy.
Guess how many sacks he avoided?
Probably like 20.
50.
That is wild. And that's what I'm saying.
He would have been sacked 119 times.
And that's okay. And that's what I'm saying. He needs to play better, but I understand that the O-line is the issue that he didn't, like the reason he didn't. So
20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 3,541 yards, 62.5% completion percentage.
Look up Bo Nix. Look up Jane Daniels.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sacked 68 times.
Look up Jane Daniels. Look up Bo Nix. Both their stats are better. They're both rookies. It's an equal comparison.
Rushing yards, 489.
Drake May didn't start the whole season, but look him up.
Whoa, okay. Are you
think
you're telling me Drake May is better than Caleb Williams?
I think Drake May will be a better quarterback than Caleb Williams, yes. I do. I genuinely do.
Oh, my word.
He just looks like a better
Caleb
quarterback.
Williams is going to be the best quarterback out of this draft class. And I don't think it'll be close.
After Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix, both.
And I will tell you why. It'll be between Caleb Williams and Bo Nix, and I'll tell you why. What does Jaden Daniels not do that he needs to do? Slide. Why did he get hurt so many times this year? Why was he always banged? He's got hurt ribs. He's got banged up ribs. Oh, he's got a banged up hand. Oh, he's got a banged up shoulder.
I don't know.
Maybe if you slide, okay.
That's right. I understand the sliding point, but it's like whatever. Like you can still you can learn sliding, and like that's not that bad. Like that's not that hard. Who stats these? Caleb still?
Yeah. 340 passing, 363 passing yards in a game. That was the most out of any of the rookies.
Yeah, you know what else he did that game? Oh, hang on. I thought you were talking about the Texans game. I don't know. The 300.
No, it was the Colts game. He threw 2 interceptions, but he also had 2 touchdowns.
Against the Colts defense?
340 yards against Minnesota in their overtime loss.
They had one of the worst secondaries this year.
Their defense also allowed 30 points. And once again, Chicago's coaching, it was terrible all year.
I think Drake May will be better. True.
Yeah, and that's actually another thing I'd like to talk about. No, I don't. He can do whatever. I don't care. I think, and this is going to sound awful of me, most likely, I think the NFL protects QBs too much.
No, I agree. Like the roughing the passers.
Like my thing is, you don't know what to do anymore. Like we saw the Patrick Mahomes play a few weeks ago. He fakes going out of bounds and stays in bounds. What is the defender supposed to do there? If he goes up and hits him and Mahomes takes a step out of bounds, you're getting a flag.
I agree.
Like a QB's going to, and I mean, I know it's illegal now after Pickens did it, but a guy goes to fake slide and then he keeps running.
No, I agree.
There's been a lot of sacks as well that are like, oh, roughing the passer, and it's like, what are you talking about? The one I always bring up, Grady Jarrett, when he played Tom Brady in Tom Brady's last season in Tampa Bay.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Sacks him, just turns around, didn't even throw him to the ground. Gator rolls like what you're taught. You wrap, you gator roll, and you take him to the ground. He didn't even land on top of him. Flag comes out for roughing the passer.
Yep.
Fellas, this is a contact sport. You are supposed to hit each other.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I get it to a degree, but yeah.
Like Trevor Lawrence sliding and then getting hit, that was uncalled for.
Yeah.
That one was uncalled for. But there's a lot going on but instances like that are very rare. They don't happen often where a guy is sliding and the guy comes in and just lays him out. Doesn't happen often because of the repercussions they put in for it, which is good. I don't think it should be I think it needs to either be one of two ways. You either need to have everyone call it consistently, or you get rid of the roughing the passer rule. I understand the roughing the passer rule where if the ball has clearly left his hands, it's been out of his hands, and then a guy comes and hits him. My only thing is when a guy's, I saw it happen twice this year. A guy put his head down to make a tackle, and the QB threw the ball, and like it was just outside his fingertips here.
Yeah, but think about from the ref's perspective.
And I understand, but what you got to take into consideration for it is the defender didn't have his head up. His head was down, and he hit him around the waist and tackled him to the ground. He's not seeing that. And as a defensive end myself, you're not paying attention to when the QB throws the ball.
See, I get it.
When I was in high school, I was what they considered a pass rush specialist. What was your job every week? When you were in the game, you were supposed to go and you were supposed to hit the quarterback.
But the thing, are you going to bring intention into the call? Like, if we're making an intention call, then that's different. But
yeah, and I think that's what it should be. What is your intent? And exactly, that's the other thing.
It's like targeting.
Your instant replay. And I have a big issue with instant replay.
What issue?
If you can instant replay all these different plays, why aren't you instantly reviewing my thing is that they can instant review penalties, but you can't instant review no penalty calls. Like there's not a penalty thrown, and the coach wants to be like, hey, I think there's a penalty there, and wants to throw his challenge flag, let him do it.
The thing is like when you like it would stop the game without actually having a flag thrown. So it's like, are you going to let New York start making the calls? What's the point of the refs then if New York's making all the calls?
No, it's not New York making the calls. I think if a coach throws his challenge flag because he's like, hey, I think there was a penalty on this. I think, and I guess what I'm saying, it's not really with instant replay. I think coaches should be able to challenge penalties or no penalty calls.
And they did that with PI. And the issue with that was that it was like 17% successful rate. Like that's like, I get what you're saying, but it's hard to like compensate both sides.
I don't know. I think if there's certain plays that you can review and certain plays that you can't, you got to review it all.
Yeah. I don't know. One thing we did miss earlier though, Quinn Ewers is declaring for the draft.
And I think that's the best course of action for him.
Yeah, I agree.
For him as a player, I think he has what some people call the goods to be a NFL quarterback. I think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback wherever it takes him. I really do. A lot of people disagree, but I think he's got the goods, he's got the raw talent, and he's got a decent amount of experience. That's looking good.
Thank you, Zach. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I agree though. Also, some news that came out: Colts will play in the first ever game in Berlin, Germany this year. So that'll be interesting.
It's dumb.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about going to all these different places outside the U.S., but
my thing is that these countries wanted football. They'd create their own football league.
True. Some of them have, but yeah, I mean.
Some of them have, but if they wanted football to be big, they would create their own football leagues. There's a lot of people that live in these countries that they get upset when these things come in because, like, they're like, oh, we can't get spots in these restaurants because these Americans are taking it up. And the other thing is, your Americans aren't traveling to these places.
Yeah,
your fans are not traveling. Like, you sit there and you watch, and then when they scan around the stands, they're not fans of these teams. They are random NFL fans.
And like, I understand the international push, but if you're gonna make it international, you have to create a new conference or something.
My thing is, if you're gonna want to play all these games internationally, create an international team. Create a team that's not in the United States, which I know could create a whole bunch of issues because it's called the National Football League. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I still think, and that's the other thing. This is the National Football League. Why are we not playing games? Why are all the games not played in the United States? I'm okay with you not playing at normal NFL stadiums. I'm okay with you traveling to a state that maybe doesn't have a football team. Travel to Kentucky and play a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead and travel to Kentucky. That's not a big deal. Travel to Mississippi and play a football game. Travel up to South Dakota, North Dakota. Travel to those places. Play games. That's cool. People want to see that. People don't want to see our NFL teams traveling to these other countries. The NFL players don't even like it.
For sure.
You talk to them. They don't want to sit on a 12-hour flight to go play in Berlin, Germany, in front of fans that don't know who these people are.
Yep, I'd agree. I'd agree.
Because Roger Goodell's contract is up.
Really?
It's either at the end of this year or the end of next year, and I hope whoever's in charge of his contract says no.
He'll probably come back.
There is a guy that's like talked about if there was an opening, he might take it. Ray Lewis.
That's wild.
Imagine how different it would look. Imagine how different defense would look.
True. It'd be interesting.
We would bring the sport of football back to the way it was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, to a degree. I mean, I think that it's made some good strides, but yeah.
I think they have taken the physicality aspect of football out of the game, which is why a lot of people get into it. There's not a lot of sports. There's no other sport like this in the United States. A major sport in the United States, there's no other sport like this.
Sure.
There's no other sport that is such a big team sport that you also just get to go out there and you get to crack heads every day. That's why we love this sport. Stop taking it away.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
All right, that's enough of that.
I think it is time for picks.
I agree. I think it is.
Okay. Too. All right. So this first game here, we got Texans Chiefs. Kansas City's favored by 8.5.
I think it's Chiefs, but I don't think they cover.
Really? Okay.
I do. I think this is actually a much closer game than what people think. I think it's actually probably a 7-point game.
I also think that the Chiefs win.
Lions,
next
Commanders.
Lions are winning.
Lions, and they're going to cover.
Yeah, they're winning this easily. Next you have
Eagles. And Eagles cover.
I take the Rams.
Oh my gosh.
I'm taking the Rams.
This is going to be the game we probably disagree on. Oh, they've changed the line. Baltimore's the favorite now.
That's just wrong. I don't know why.
That is wrong. Bills are going to win by 7.
Bills win.
Bills are going to get their revenge.
I don't know how they're favored now.
And then the national championship.
Oh.
Ohio State gets it done.
I agree. OH.
IO.
That's right, baby.
Ohio State's going to get it done. I don't know if they cover.
I think Jeremiah Smith has an outstanding game.
I think Jeremiah Smith needs to have a good game after last week's game.
A little rough, yeah, for sure. I think, Ohio State wins. Well, I think we just agreed on everything except for the Rams game. I guess there was only 5 games that we picked, but hey.
Well, I guess it's going to be the same thing as last week. We only disagreed on one game.
That game's going to decide our outcome. Jarrett, sorry. Ohio State is winning. Right, Ohio State's winning.
Be sure to get out and watch your other sports as well. College basketball's looking fantastic right now. There is a top 10 matchup right now, Iowa State versus Kansas. Iowa State, number 2 team in the country, beating Kansas by 8.
Wow. Dang.
Top 15 team in Michigan State's playing and winning. 2 top 25 teams in Tennessee and Georgia. Georgia's up 18-17 early on in that one.
Okay. I mean,
college basketball is heating up, and college basketball looks fantastic right now.
I'm so excited for this podcast during March Madness. That'll be so fun.
Ooh. I'm excited for this podcast here in the next couple of weeks where we really start diving into college basketball, the NBA. It's going to be fun.
For sure.
And we're going to go on a different journey than we've gone on all year long.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I'm excited to do some diving because new to the NBA for the most part, But yeah,
I'm new to the NBA too. I didn't normally watch it, and I'm trying to pay attention. With Zach Edey being in and all.
This guy.
Hey, playing well.
He's not played awful. Yeah, that's correct.
He's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be in there for Rookie of the Year. Okay. They're actually playing right now. Grizzlies are down 4. Edey's got 6 points already. 6 points and 2 boards. And a steal.
Okay, hey.
He's a consistent starter, though. That's my thing. It's like, hey.
True.
That's all you haters that said he would never amount to anything in the NBA, yeah.
I will say, kind of surprised.
Were you one of them?
I wasn't. I didn't think he would do nothing, but I didn't expect him to play as well as he has. So
I'm not sure I did either, but
more power to him. It's pretty impressive.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening in. This has been Beyond the Scoreboard, episode 15.
Yes, sir.
Be sure to be listening in next week as we are really winding down here. Just 4 NFL games This week, one college football game, but next week we're going to start hammering on college basketball and the NBA and all the stuff that's here to come.
College football.
It's going to be a great 2025.
Yes, it is. I'm excited to see what's
going
to
come. Be a great 2025.
So all right.
Thank you all for listening. Have a fantastic week. Be safe, everyone. God bless. Have a great week.
See you later.